this is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Water.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the fishies.
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
whatever you ride,
whatever you ride,
ride with Shannon.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan to Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. There's Michael car that's got around Dylan to Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cullajar's got past, so Dylan.
Light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have gone green lights and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan DeBono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're off.
First lap? Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hills. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because, tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good run. God's just absolute thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SRW TV. Shannon's GR86 Nationals Round 4 from Chicago Street Circuit. I'm James Parker, going to be joined in the booth by Steve Sinkovic here this evening as well for what plans to be some very interesting racing. Let's bring you up the scores on the doors currently at the moment as these guys are in qualifying. Jamie Davis is in first in the pros on 469 points with Ty Delaney in second, David Gallo in third, Daniel Burnett in fourth, Doug Gowans in fifth, Ben Faulkner is down in sixth with Dan Bertucci in seventh, Sam Katakazinos in eighth, Shane Ratcliffe in ninth, and Dylan DeBono round out the top 10. Then you've got Caleb Bellick, Jackson Pringle, Joshua Houghton, John Gallen, Dylan Gray and Blake Fitzpatrick. In the Pro-Am standings at the moment in time, Cam Hardwick out in front from Velocity in first on 348, then Mitch Noble on 343, Jack Anderson, Mark Cochran, Mark Turner, Matt Feely, Ryan Price, Wayne Edwards, Callum Hodgkinson and Jordan Ferguson round out the top 10. Then you got Chris Tomlin, Tyler Sheaf, Dean Sinkovic and Luke Crum. In the AM standings, Joshua King out in front on 204 points with Greg Johnston on 164. Stephanie Piccoli on 152, tiled with Carl Gretsch there on 152. Then you got Martin Walker, Kevin Wakefield, Shane Nowens, Brendan Soper, Phil Buckland and Brad Anderson rounding out the top 10. Vic Bensvalen, Russell Gander, Ben Simpson and Brad Hayes. Chicago Street Circuit, 2.14 miles, 3.44 kilometres in length. Was made, I suppose, in 2023. So very new circuit to this one. Not everybody's favourite, I've got to be honest. Some people will like it, some people will hate it, but we're going to find out how these guys get on here this evening. We are in qualifying at this moment in time. We are 8 minutes in with 7 minutes to go, but we can bring in Steve into the booth. Steve, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Oh, loving it, mate. Loving it. I've been looking forward to this all week, actually, because I don't mind this track. I don't mind the walls and that. I've actually got some pace in this track for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't mind it at all. I hope the boys are going to keep their heads on and keep their sanity and beasts tied down so they don't get into carnage mode.
I think that's the problem. I think that's one of the things we're going to have to look out for, right? It's a street circuit. It's very tight, very close quarters to the wall, you know, that it's going to make it very, very interesting to see how this is going to develop, I think, as well. And I think the circuit itself could play a massive role on who's going to win. Now, we have got a straight up 60-minute race, okay? So we're going into the 15-minute qualifying, and then we got the 60-minute race there as well. I think overall, this circuit itself, people don't love it. People hate it. I'm not really sure how it's going to be here. It's a man-made custom circuit that's made once a year. It's kind of Monaco-esque, I suppose, in the way that obviously it's tight and twisty. How do you think these GR86s are going to get on?
Look, it's got all those factors involved. You really got to be brave in this track and also get your rhythm in. Yeah, it's one of those tracks. I mean, obviously, you got to make sure you're hitting your break points because the walls don't forgive you. You know, you miss that break point by a bit, and then all of a sudden you're out too wide into a breaking into a wall. The only chance is to gear down that a little bit harder and try to lock it up or try to get out of the wall. But it's tough. It is a really tough track. You got to commit properly and not overcommit. And I think the key tonight is going to be to stay safe. I've told my drivers, first few laps, back off from the guys in front of you. Get in there slow, come out fast. That's the way to do it. That's the way to stay clean. Give yourself some gap in the first few laps. So if you do need to go on the outside or the inside, you can get it done. That's going to be the key because it's hard to pass as well.
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult to overtake, and I think overall it's going to make it very interesting in the way the racing's going to be done here. You know, we've got 4 minutes left of qualifying. Dylan DeBono out in front with a 1:38.121. Jackson Pringle's in there in second place at the moment on a 1:38.165. So we're going to have to see how close this is likely to be here, and I think it's going to play a massive part. Some people are going to cope with this really, really well, and then others are going to cope not so much. We're on board with Jackson Pringle as he's coming round at what will be turn 5 before that run down into South Columbus Drive, and then we go 6 and 7, which will be the left-hander. Maybe we can have a look and see just what Jackson's got to deal with coming up to that left-hander here as well in turn 6. Oh, somebody coming out of the pit lane. That was quite lucky. Before we go round into the right-hander, then we're going to do this right and then round a sort of a semi-circle really before we go on any further in as well. You can see him running around there. I think overall it's, I don't know, Steve. I just don't know how this circuit's going to run, especially with the walls so close.
Look, it's going to be... As soon as there's an incident, especially the first few laps, it's going to create the biggest bottleneck. There's going to be a safety car 100%. I think we're going to see at least 2 or 3 safety cars in this race. It's a long race, so the drivers know they don't have to send it the first few laps. They can just slowly pace it through and work their way through it all. But we'll see. You know, let's see if they can tame the beast inside themselves and see how they go.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things they're going to have to try and work out, isn't it? I think overall, it's really making sure that they complete a lap. That's the thing, to make sure that they can get round the circuit. They've got an hour's race. They've got long enough to be able to make these moves, make these positions. You know, they haven't got to rush what they do. But you just never quite tell how this can turn out, really. I think that's the thing. With the walls so close, it's going to be hard.
It's going to be very hard. I mean, you're probably about 75% of the passing is going to be passing cars that have hit the wall and got a slowdown, or passing cars that missed their break point, like we just saw Ty Delaney in that corner there. A lot of the passing is going to be done like that. So the key is going to be getting your the guy who's in front of you, get into his mirrors, left and right, get into his focus, break his concentration, so he does make a mistake, so you can take the advantage. That's going to be one of the key aspects of it. I'm just cringing watching some of these boys out close to getting to some of these walls. I can actually see the sparks flying in the fog as well. So it's going to be challenging all round. Yeah,
I do agree. I think we could be in for a very interesting race. 30 seconds left of qualifying, and then we will be into that 1 hour race. Yes, sir. They will have an hour to go here. What do we reckon in conjunction with the GR86 in the sake of sort of pit stops? Do we think we're going to see many pit stops? Ben Faulkner's just put it on pole, by the way, as well, on a 1:37.656. What do we think pit stop wise we're going to be looking at?
It's not going to be a tyre strategy. Tyres will go all the way through. It'll be more of a fuel more than anything else. But also you're looking at probably into the end of the first hour. So we're looking at end of the hour. We're looking at basically the weather changing. So there's going to be an increase of rain possibility. It goes up to as high as 7 to 8%. So highly probably unlikely, but you just never know with iRacing what that's going to mean going forward. So the weather is going to get colder, and it's going to get bit more of a challenge. The temperature staying 19 degrees in saying that, but it's just the wind is picking up at the moment. It's a strong wind, and it's going to drop down to a 27 and a 28 across the south. So with the walls, that's not going to be as massive impact, except for the bits where it's coming down the straights like we're seeing now.
Well, there will be a massive impact if they do hit the wall. Let's face it, we really don't want them to do that, but unfortunately it's one of them things that happens at what is a very tight and twisty circuit. I think it's how they're all going to cope. You know, we've got 34 cars on track. It's going to be how to manage that traffic. How is the leaders, the likes of the Faulkner, the De Bono, the Pringles, how are they going to be able to get past the traffic to see whether or not they're obviously going to make contact with them, or what's the situation going to be? It's going to be a very tricky hour. I can see it being a little bit chaotic and manic at times.
Yeah, definitely. It's well, put it this way. It's the way it's set out now is pretty much how it's going to get through the first few laps, I guess. But it's going to be tough because these fast guys at the front aren't going to be able to pass each other that easy. The guys down the back making the incidents and the accidents, yes, unless one of these boys at the front bogs down on the start line, that's going to be a few incidents as well. So, mate, I'm cringing. I just want us to get through the first lap, and then we'll just hope for the best.
We're just gonna hope there as well. Dylan Gray's in YouTube chat. It's going to be death. Well, let's be a little bit more optimistic, Dylan. I'm not being rude here, but you know, let's see, be a little bit more optimistic. And
the boys have surprised us. Every time we thought it was going to be death, and we thought there was going to be carnage, there wasn't. That's happened the last few weeks, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. We'll have to see what goes on. But here is the grid for race number one, or the only race of the evening, I should say, the hour-long race. Ben Faulkner in first, Dylan De Bono in second, Jackson Pringle in third, then Doug Gowans in fourth, Josh Houghton, Jamie Davis, Shane Ratcliffe and Ty Delaney round out the top 8. Caleb Belleck leading the way in the Pro-Hounds with Dan Batouche, Ryan Price and John Gallen. Going on into the next row, Mitch Noble, Jack Anderson, Mark Cochran and Sam Katkazinos. Josh King leads the arms with Cam Hardwick, Matt Feely, Marty Walker, Carl Gretsch, Dean Sinkovic, Shane Nowens and Blake Fitzpatrick down in the final 24th. Moving on into 25th is Luke Crum, Phil Buckland, Brad Hayes, Russell Gander, Kevin Wakefield, Wayne Edwards, Brad Anderson, Stephanie Pickley and Greg Johnston there as well. And then of course we've got race control and the driver after that. So let's see what goes on once more and see how we do it, Steve. I suppose that's really all we can ask for from these guys.
Yeah, Dylan Gray has just said we've got Caleb as a pro-am. He should be a pro, but that's okay. We'll tackle that at some point later on. The cars are going all the way around the corner, mate. That's going to be hectic for the guys that are starting back there as well. Because you're not going to see what's going on around that corner. If something goes wrong here at the beginning, and you've come around that corner at full pelt, and all of a sudden you've got these cars coming at sitting still, well, it could be interesting as well.
Hello, JP. Hello, Steve.
We have an invader, JP.
Yeah, I've dropped in. Steve, can I have 30 seconds of your time?
Oh, okay, JP. I'll let you go for a minute. Dean would like to chin wag. All right. Catch ya.
Go to RC for us.
Right, well, we'll let them two escape the room there. We'll try and resolve the issue with Caleb Belleck's situation, as we'll try and correct the fact that he is a pro and not pro-am, but we'll keep an eye out for this one. Let's see what we think is going to happen. Let's see how we believe these guys are going to get on. Ben Faulkner is out in front at the moment on the grid, just waiting for everybody else gridding up, and then we'll go completely from there and see how we get on. I think, guys, you're going to have to sit back and enjoy this one, because it's going to be very, very interesting as we're coming into the first turn. Tight left-hander. How are they going to handle it? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? I think that's the thing. We're going to find out how they get on and see whether or not they're going to be able to make it through. It's going to be very, very interesting for everybody. And, well, I'm excited. Let's put it that way. Are you all excited at home? Let me know who you're cheering on, who you're rooting for, and whether or not you believe these people are going to get to the back, to the front of the grid. Here is, yeah, could be exciting. I think. Let's just put it that way. It could be an exciting one, and it could end up being quite manic, sir.
How's the clock looking? We've got 338,
338.
339.
Yeah.
Looks like everyone is on the grid. I've got my camera mounted on Mr. Caleb Ballack, so he's sitting in 9th position. So we'll have the front end around the corner covered. There's a beautiful fountain there as well that you don't really get to see much when you're in the car. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I think it'll be a spectacular place to watch a live race from.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got my doubts about this circuit. I don't know how it would be. I don't know how the NASCAR went when they come here last year. It was quite a sort of, by all accounts, it was quite a parade sort of session of cars because not a lot was going on. And we know, obviously, with M1, they're quite powerful. They're quite large. Yeah, there's a lot to deal with on this circuit, Steve. And I'm hoping these drivers have put the practice in.
Oh, yeah, I'd say they would be. There's I've heard stories of the boys practicing, going away for it and having a bit of a crack. Even though I think some of the boys that are in the main chat room, you know, they would be in there as well. The guys that don't practice much, just to get their eyes in, just get their rhythm. Rhythm's a key here. Rhythm. You just got to have that going. Tyson is the RC for tonight, and he's really given the boys a big talking to keep the comms clear unless there's an incident involved, no back chatting, all that sort of stuff, because they need to stay focused. He's running in there, so he's going to have a lot of people going on, so they'll have to give him time to get things actioned.
Well, he's going to need time, I think, on this one. There is Brad Anderson. You can see behind that Chris Tomlin is round the corner. That poor man cannot even see the start lights. He's just going to have to rely on the cars in front. We're waiting for Piccoli Johnston to get on and Cam Hardwick to get on to the grid. So just sit back, hold on to your horses, and, well, let's hope this works. Steve.
Yep, I've got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed. Nothing else that I can cross. Hoping for a clean getaway. Hopefully no one bogs it down, because that's one of the things in these cars. You can bog it down. Here's the lights, mate. I'll leave the championship call out for you.
Here we go. We've got 5 lights now. We're up and one in DeBono, going a little bit sideways there through the opening sectors of the start. He's managed to hold on to that second place. It just about, mind you. He's put a lot of pressure around. We've got 2 cars further back. We've got 3 wide coming into the corner as well. That's a Velocity Simlab party as everybody made it through turn 1 at this moment in time. They have some are moving rather slowly towards the back there, but it's all a little bit manic. Ben Faulkner out in front, leading the way, going around the right hand of turn 3 before they drop down into turn 4. He's still in front, but it's this next pack of cars, Josh Houghton, Doug Gowan, Sean Radcliffe, Johnny Davis and Caleb Bellick. How they're all going to get on here, Steve, this is just going to be manic, but a great start from Faulkner. Did what he needed to do, got away at the beginning.
Yeah, most important thing to get off the track and get there quickly. Looks like everyone bogged down. Looks like Wayne Edwards had an incident down at the wall in the first corner on his own, but he looks like he's up and going. Cole and Johnson have somehow ended up down near the back. There's still a few little tussles coming along here. We can see around and about here with Caleb Ballack and who's that? Radcliffe. Radcliffe's been up and about in the racing the last few weeks and putting up some awesome efforts. And you got my boy Davis sitting right there behind. I can't see who that is. I think that's Ty Delaney. Oh, here we got down Bartouche trying to have a sniff.
Yeah, Bartouche is trying to go through, coming out of what they will call turn 10 into turn 11. Over the bridge they go. We've got the guys in front side by side. Shane Radcliffe just lost that place there to Caleb Bellick. Bellick has taken the lead, but it's Faulkner who's going to lead us through for the first opening lap. He manages to take the lead there as well. Looks like Brad Anderson may have had a little bit of a moment further back. I believe he's parked over the other side of the bridge, unfortunately for Brad, and I've got a funny feeling he's probably put the power down a little bit too soon there.
Looks like he has.
Yeah, and gone round in circles as he's coming around the corner. Is he going to put the power down far too early? He's coming into the tricky right-hander, and this is going to be around. He goes for Brad Anderson. So, unfortunately, that's the first result of the first spinner there, Steve. Doug Gowan still battling away. Caleb Bellick in the mix, and he's just done at this moment in time. So, battles all the way through. Ben Faulkner out in front, 1.3 seconds.
100%, and the amount of boys hitting the walls is ridiculous. I'm watching them from all angles from yours and my perspective, and the impact of walls is going crazy. There's going to be some cars that are going to get some damage. Front, we go another spinner here who we've got
Kyle
here.
Gretsch.
Looks like is that
Kyle Gretsch.
Kyle Gretsch. Yep. These cars, as long as they don't hit the front wheel onto the wall, they'll be all right. The back wheel seems to handle it okay. If they hit the front, they'll do. Bit of a really loose end there from Ballack. He's got tied to the lane, pressuring like crazy with Ratcliffe and Jamie Davis. These guys, the gap is forming from Mitch Noble backwards. There's Mitch Noble's a second and 2 seconds off, but the rest of the boys are there. Dougie Gowans looks like he's had an incident. He's dropped right back in the field. Is he spluttering? Is that car? No, he's parked. He's had a spin.
Yeah, John Gallen's hit the wall hard. Gallen absolutely thumped the wall, literally, and has now properly damaged his car there, as unfortunately he's got to try and get it back to the pits and have a look back and see what happened to Dougie Gowans. Was this all on his own? By the looks of it, it could well be here. Is he going to be on the right hand, or is he going to do what we saw Brad Anderson do earlier on? We are, and he is, and he did.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, and you do lose all those places. Look at him; he's dropped all the way down to. Oh my Christ! That really cost him. With a grid like this, he's down 17 places. That's how much he's lost.
Yeah, he's down in the, unfortunately, he went into the pits. There, Dougie Gowans, you can see that Jamie Davis having a right old little ding-dong as well. He's side by side at the moment with Shane Ratcliffe on the run down into the left-hander before we go into East Balbo Drive, believe it or not. That's what it called there. Jamie Davis, Shane Ratcliffe, digging, Ty Delaney, and obviously Caleb Bellick are going side by side as well. Oh, Delaney's ended up in the wall.
Oh, I don't know that. That's rubbing and racing, but that was a tight one to push someone into a wall through.
Come on,
these
Steve,
cars,
there's no room. Too wide round there.
Yeah.
It's going to wash out on the right, on the left-hand side there as he's trying to tighten it up. You've got to.
Here we go. He's knocking it back.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking about where he's going to try and come through. Look, he's going to push him out again. He's just going to open up the steering and lock him in. He's got to try and get him going down into one if he can. Bellick's obviously under a whole heap of pressure here, Steve. And it's
They're all
going to be
having a
tough for
sniff
him.
now.
Yep.
Davis is creeped in there as well, so Davis has got underneath him. It's going to be a tight one. I think Ty's going to lose another spot here by positioning himself in that inside lane part. He's stuffed. Ratcliffe's got him as well. He's been pushed out, which has given Caleb some space to take off on.
Yeah, Bellick.
Tell you what,
he's
brave boys.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to be on this circuit. I've got to be honest here, because it would be just quite manic and quite chaotic. They're trying to survive, but when you're trying to go 2, 3, 4 wide, Jamie Davis on the inside manages to hold on. He's coming down into turn 5 now on that run down South Columbus Drive. It is Jamie Davis with Ty Delaney battling away there for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, with Ben Faulkner out in front doing a great job.
Yeah, Faulkner and De Bono have just taken it away, and Pringle, they've just gapped everyone else. They've pretty much got 2 seconds on each other all the way to Josh Horton. Then it's 2 seconds to Jamie Davis. So the front 4 have gapped it nicely. Now Davis has got the pack behind him, and they're all joined together now, hunting down Josh Horton. So they're going to be working together, hopefully. But, you know, how many times can you hit a wall in this car before these boys are going to go in and repair it? Wow. That's going to be a key as well. It's going to be 1-2 minutes. Oh, look at that. Ratcliffe has smashed that wall. Oh,
that's Noble there as well.
Damn, that was hard.
Can he get it
I don't know how the other
round?
boys have pulled out, but I think there might be a safety car here because he doesn't look like he's in a position to drive, or is he? He's going to have to do the Austin Powers 20 turn. Oh, no, dude, don't move on the brakes. Oh, that was close. He should have stayed in that position so that the drivers can get around. When there's drivers approaching, you should not be moving that car.
No.
He's stuck there.
He's got a bit of time now.
Oh, my God.
He's got a bit of time now.
Yeah, here we go. That rear end, that rear driver's side rear tyre looks like it's look mangled.
Yeah, they're all
Whoa.
getting,
Anyway.
they're all getting a little bit more spread out at the front end now as well. You can see it on the left-hand side there. It's all the way down with Phil Buckland. Brad Hayes is in the next closest battle. Kevin Wakefield has got Carl Gretsch right behind him. Gretsch has also had an issue here this evening. We've got Chris Tomlin has moved himself up 15 places, mind you. Great job from Chris there. Absolutely doing a wonderful battle. What's going to happen? Is Carl Gretsch going to be able to make it through? Is he going to be able to get hold of him? It's going to be very, very tricky. Wakefield is in front. This is your AM fight. Josh King leading the AMs with Nowens and Buckland, and then you've got Wakefield and Gretsch battling it out after that. This is one of the closest battles. The next one's a little bit further down with Feely, Fitz and Dean Sinkovic there. So Dean's found himself in a nice little battle. Oh man, this circuit is horrendous. It looks so tough.
It is tough everywhere. I mean, the gaps are forming. Everyone's got themselves now. They're sort of settled in rhythm. There's the second plus all the way through the field, apart from Phil Buckland, Brad Hayes, Kevin Wakefield, Kyle Grace, we're watching now, of Chris Tomlin. Then Matty Feely's got a 2-second gap with Blake Fitzpatrick and my brother following him. And then you got Jack Anderson and John Gallen. John Gallen's had a bit of an off night tonight. He's had some really good times in the V8 Supercar this week. But have a look at the boys who have spun their cars around. It's cost them an absolute massive gap. You got Dougie Gowns 26 places down, and then Shane Radcliffe 26 places down. So you need to keep clean. That is the key. That's what I've instructed my boys. Keep clean at all time. Make sure that you avoid any issues at all.
Yeah, stay off the wall. That's the most important thing. Dean's in there now. He's got Wakefield right behind him. The front have settled down a little bit. Cochrane's closing in on Catakazinos. Nowens has got Tomlin and Feely slowly hunting him down. They're just up the road there. You can see him coming through the bottom of your screen as we're on our run down Lakeshore Drive, the right-hander, before we go into East Roosevelt Road, and then that short spur into what will be South Columbus Drive. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens, because the leader slowly coming on the first.
Oh, we've had a spin, and the boys got caught up in it. Tomlin had to put his anchors on, and the boys had just gone round them like crazy.
Yeah. This isn't the first time that we've seen this, and it's not. Oh, there was contact from the 686.
He's just tagged him.
Yeah.
He's tagged him. Okay, so he's actually sat there and waited, tried to do the right thing and tried to readdress. But the thing is, there's that many cars on track. If the person you've tapped loses more than 2 positions, he's lost 2 or 3 there, 4 there, he's going to get a drive-through for it. So there's no point trying to be a gentleman. Keep going, keep pushing it on. That's my advice to my boys as well. Let the RC do their call. If it needs to be addressed, and it can be readdressed, they will readdress it. If it's only 1 position, if it's a couple positions lost, you will get a drive-through.
Yeah, well, it's whether or not he backs off, because he is only a couple of places in front here. Brad Hayes and Phil Buckland going at each other once more. This is the battle in that AM category, 15th and 16th, 2nd and 3rd overall here for Buckland and Hayes. They've got to make sure they're hanging on those two, because that's the problem, isn't it? If they start battling away, the guys behind, Shane Nowens, is going to start closing in on them.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's you got a battle going on behind Shane, behind Kevin Wakefield as well. These boys, they're slowing each other down because they're fighting so much. Sometimes you just got to go, get behind, stop the fight, and just get the race going so you can catch the guys in front of you. So what we've got at the moment is Phil Buckland and Brad Hayes. You know, they're not. Brad Hayes is 9 seconds from Josh King. And both of them are fighting for positions on the podium. get in there, do the right thing, and just drive and try to stay clean together.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Lock in and go nose to tail and hope for the best, because if you start trying to do it that way, you are going to lose time to the people behind, and I think that's one of the things that they've got to be careful of as well. They've got to be careful of that, because otherwise it's going to be a very tough job for all of these guys here, Steve. I don't think they're going to be able to, you know, grim and bear it. It's going to be one continual battle, and they've just got to continually fight. Belek is slowly now closed in. He's got Jamie Davis pulling him in there as well. Davis battling away once more as these guys continue to fight. They're on the run. They're coming into South Columbus Drive now. The right-hander, Belek's under a little bit pressure. He's looked a little bit raggedy this race, is Caleb Belek. Not normally as raggedy as this. He's looked, you know, he needs to be a little bit, what I would deem, smoother.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be a little bit too aggressive. That's going to hurt his tyres as well. And he's just disappeared for a whole length of time as well, which race control will be driving. Kyle Gretsch has got himself a drive-through for an incident earlier on. So he will be going through the pit. I think he's in there as we speak, by the look of it. Yeah, Dean, I think, was a self-spin on his own in that beautiful Shannon's GR86. But this is a battle here that there's a lot of bounce at the front end of that car.
Yeah,
Ryan Price, pretty clean.
I think the problem is this is so bumpy. I think that's the thing with this racetrack. It's so bumpy that it's got people in bouncing around, as you can see, that they're all over the place, and I think that's the problem. It's just one of them scenarios that, you know, these guys have got to look at, because if they bump the car around too many times, we've seen it before where they bump and they lose what they're doing and then they end up going round. It's very, very difficult, and I think there's a lot to take in here, and it's not a resting racetrack. You can't rest on your laurels. You've got to, you know, concentrate 24 hours a day. And this is the thing. They've got these whole 60 minutes to contend with here. It's not easy. Definitely not easy.
100%. There is not a second to rest at all. It's pretty much drive. You get down a straight, but even when down your straight, you've got guys that close behind you that you're watching your mirrors. You're watching what's going on left and right. A lot of these boys are trying to break the drag. They'll go all the way in, then try to get all the way out. They can only make one move in and out back onto the driving line. Kevin Wakefield looks like he's gone for a pit and come out for some damage, but he's struggling on the cold tyres at the moment. But these guys here are giving us a show at the moment. Jamie Davis and Caleb Belek. The boys at front have all gapped out. They're really 2 seconds, 3 seconds to Dylan. So their problem is going to be once they get all the way around with the blue flags. That's when the incidents are going to start happening again, and that's probably going to be somewhere around the pit strategy.
Yeah, I do agree. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there as well. As we've got Caleb Belek and Jamie Davis battling it out. We've got Brad Hayes still going with Phil Buckland in the arms. Maybe we'll bring that one up in the bottom right of Brad Hayes and Phil Buckland as they're continuing to fight it out. Let's give that a minute to get on to that one, and we'll bring up both of these battles at the same time. They are the closest battles on track at the moment. Dougie Gowans and Chris Tomlin is also going at it for nail. Gowans has just cleared Tomlin there, so Gowans making his way forward. Jamie Davis with Caleb Belek here though. Steve, what are you going to say to that? How are you going to get Jamie past Caleb, because Caleb can defend like a trooper?
He's defending like a trooper. He's going hell for leather. I've got Hayes on the bottom screen for you now, and he's got the boys around him chasing everywhere. He's the thing is, he's defending 228. Has got himself a drive through. Ben Faulkner has given him he's had a black and white flag for earlier on for conduct on comms, and then he's got himself a drive through for the second warning while he's under the black and white flag. So, but as I was going to say, these guys here, he's defending hard, like you said. He really is. He's covering a lot of the path, but he's also hitting the wall a hell of a lot too in trying to do that. So he's got to be careful he doesn't give himself that bit of critical damage.
Yeah, definitely. There's a car facing the wrong way there.
That looked like Greg Johnson.
Yep, Greg's gone round. Pringles also looks like he's gone round, and Mark Cochran has unfortunately gone round as well. Back up now, Kyle Gretsch. He's got Marty Walker and Blake Fitzpatrick. They're side by side there as well as the 686 does go past us as Blake Fitzpatrick does make the move through. Great job from him as he's continuing to fight this little battle in the end.
Request. 104 is requesting a tow. That's Brad Anderson is requesting a tow. Hopefully he's not in an area where he will cause a safety car. Or he may just be on this blind corner coming down the hill. Let's see where he's done it. Oh, yeah, that'll... Oh, he's not really in... I'll leave that up to Tyson to make a call, but that's a lot of damage there. I think he's stuffed his car.
I think he has, but whether or not he can get back into the pits, I probably believe he probably can do. He doesn't look like he's in a majorly dangerous position, but as I say...
He's just cleared the tow. Yeah, he's cleared the tow, so there'll be no safety car on that point. But you picked it, mate. That fight there with Hayes and the boys, they're just... right on top of each other, going like crazy. I think Dean's just got into the back of that as well.
Yeah, Dean's on the bottom there, as you can see the three of them together. We got Jamie Davis and Caleb Bellick on the main screen. You've got the battle of Matt Feely down in the bottom right-hand corner. He's just gone into the pits, mind you, as Matty Feely. So... is that to serve his penalty? Dean's a lap down here, isn't he? Dean is... the lapped driver, I believe, and Brad Hayes, and there you go, they're on the main screen as well with Phil Buckland. Have just made it through. Brad's gone past Field. Dean, as I say, is the lap car. How's he going to play this one, Dean? If Dean's a lap down and he's faster than the guys in front, how's he going to play it at the moment?
Well, he's allowed to pass, and the problem is that this track, you can't... to break that 1.5 second of blue flag is so hard. It takes a couple of laps. You can't just do it in one lap in a couple of corners. But if he's got the pace and he can pass the car and he's caught the car, then, well, he's got the rights to take the place and try to pull away.
Yeah. But he's got to be able to get away. So where does it lie on the
Shane
rules?
Radcliffe has just got himself a black and white flag for ignoring the blue flags. So he's got himself a black and white flag as well. So that means he's got one more stripe before he gets a drive through.
Yeah, we've got Jackos in YouTube chat. I had to retire tonight, lads. Been unwell all week and don't have the energy to continue. Hopefully better for next round. So is that Jack Anderson?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's our buddy Hamish Munro's teammate.
Ah, okay.
So get better, Jack Oz. I know how you feel, mate, because I was running the porcelain bus myself not too long before the race started as well.
Yeah. Caleb Bellick coming up to
Caleb
markers.
Yep.
Jamie Davis has got to do the same. Yeah, it was.
This is where these lead drivers coming past the back markers have to be really, really careful. They have to pass these. It's not the back markers on a straight. They can slow down, but when they're in a corner situation and stuff like that, they've just got to drive on their line and let these guys try to get past as clean as possible. Yeah, well done. Nice pass.
Yeah, Davis is through.
Davis wrestling this machine like crazy. And he's still 4 tenths off Jamie Davis. Ben Faulkner, is he still? Where's he gone?
He's gone into the pits.
He's had to go for a drive-through. Yeah.
So he's lost the lead to Dylan DeBono by about 7 to 8 seconds at the moment, and that is
it's
8 seconds.
Yeah. Still like we're only in the first 13 minutes. It feels like we've been 20 minutes. We've only been in 20 minutes, so we've still got 40 minutes to go. So he's got plenty of time to catch, and his pace, it'll take him a bit, but he will get there because he's a fast driver, that's for sure.
I do agree. It looks like Carl Gretsch is back in the pits as well. Carl Gretsch there, Phil Buckland and Shane Ratcliffe. Shane's just cleared Phil. That is on a battle for class position. Shane's just trying to come back through the field after his earlier spin that we saw. Looks like Brad Hayes.
Yeah, he's just come around a corner on his own, and his rear end is just let him go, and it's just decided it would say, I'm out of here, dude.
Yeah, see, it's the same as Dean's, isn't it? It's been done so many times that we're kind of getting used to how they're doing it and where they're doing it and that as well. And they're all the same. We speak about the GR86 and we have said that, you know, it can get a little bit slide happy on the rear. This is bumpy. You know, they've only got to hit a bump, apply the throttle, and it's going to be good night Vienna. They're going to be going round in a circle, and we've seen it quite a few times from quite a few different people.
Yeah, it's just the thing as well. Like the tyres are going to start giving away too. Probably now they're going to start rear end. If they've been pushing it too hard, the rear ends are going to start playing up on them and teasing them a bit. So it's all that's going to come into effect. If you've been driving aggressively, your tyres are going to start feeling a bit crappy as well. Caleb lost internet, so Caleb's dropped out without internet. Oh no. We had the same thing happen to Dylan last week, I think it was, which sucks. I feel sorry for him because the battle was really good there for him, and it was good to see them going for it.
Yeah, it definitely was. Unfortunately, it's one of them things. As we know as live broadcasters, you can basically have it and happen at any point of time. The internet can go, the electric can go, iRacing can kick you out. There's so much involved and so much we put on the line trying to bring you these races. It's been absolutely crazy at times for us up here in the booth, and these guys are still continuing to fight, but it is dropping off a little bit more here now, Steve. We've got a little bit of a gap developing. Mitch Noble has got Ryan Price closing in on him. It's probably one of the closest battles on screen. Phil Belleck there says Caleb got the blue screen of death.
Yes, Phil Belleck, Caleb got the blue screen. Oh no, that's what you were reading. I was thinking blue screen of death. What? Oh, yeah, that's probably a PC issue as well as internet by the sounds of it. That sucks. Look. They're gapped out. The boys have settled into a bit of a pattern. They're all waiting there for their pit stops, I guess, fuel strategy-wise. We'll see how far they are from fuel and when they need it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the key. That's when all these battles are going to start coming together again.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to be working it out where you're at, how are you going to get past it, how are you going to deal with it. Sam Katkazinas is dealing with Cam Hardwick trying to. There's a back marker involved once again in that in the picture. As you can see, he's had a little more of a prang. His number plate is bent. Is that poor old little back marker there? So is that Luke? No, it's not Luke Crum. I can't quite work out who that back marker is. But there's another spinner there. Looks like Stephanie Pickley has gone round again. Unfortunately there for her, there's a couple of people making these mistakes, but we are coming in to 25 minutes. Do we think with a circuit like this we're going to see much fatigue, Steve, like mental slowness?
Look, hell yeah. Oh, they've gapped out now, so probably not so much. They're probably in a nice rhythm now, so the fatigue's not going to be so much aware. It's going to be after the pit stop. And that's when the mistake's going to start happening. Cold tyres coming back out. You know, we're going to get people spinning. Some guys coming in the pits at the same times. Getting a clean pit entrance as well is going to be crucial here too. So not many have pitted. We can see going from Andy Feely, Kyle Gretsch, Dean Sinkovic, Kevin Wayfield, Marty, Greg Johnson, Stephanie. Those guys have pitted. Above that, it is Gallen and Gowans who have gone through the pits. I think Gowans did a fast repair, and the rest of the boys at the front haven't. So it's going to be interesting to see how that strategy affects them.
I think that's the thing.
Does Ben Faulkner go in for an early pit to try to get track position on these boys and hold them off and get pace back? That would be a good strategy for him to try.
Thing is, he's pulled in Jackson Pringle. like literally 4.5 seconds or 3.5 seconds. He's pulled in on Pringle already, and Faulkner's now nestled in behind him. Pringle moves to the left-hand side there.
There he goes.
I think he's going to get his way through. He has. Faulkner now moves up. He's got 6.5 seconds to De Bono, so he's got to try and get onto the back end there. Ryan Price and Mitch Noble battling away in the Pro-Am lead. These guys continue to fight. You've got Josh King still lead. Oh, unfortunately, it looks like Price might have hit the wall. Noble's going to come alongside him here. He's going to be on the outside, though, going into turn one. He has made it through, though, so Mitch Noble moves himself up into another place.
Mitch Noble's actually driving with a faulty steering wheel at the moment, so he's gearing up. He had to isolate a different button for his thumb to gear up because his trigger isn't clicking at the back. So he's doing well considering. But did you see the amount of lift Pricey's tyre had coming through that corner? That was ridiculous. It looked like it was like nearly a foot off the ground.
Yeah, the bumps there as well. These GR86s they can be quite bumpy, and they've just got to make sure that they're trying to. That would have been, for me, working out where you would be in a practice session. Right, where's that bump? Nope, don't want to hit that one. Where's that bump? Nope, don't want to hit that one. You know, go around figuring the track out. It's like I've watched a video of how to become familiar with a track, and he literally turned around and said, for the first half an hour of driving on the track, you're going to drive around like Miss Daisy and look and feel and find every bump, crevice that you can, so you know where not to go, because it's so difficult.
Oh, 100%. That's a big thing. It's like when you're coming down a hill over the bridge, you've got to make sure you don't brake coming down on the bump, because there's nothing worse. The car flicks up and you're on the brakes at the same time. You get nothing out of it. You just destroy where your braking point is. But Mitch is doing really well here. He's gapping away slowly. Pricey is keeping the hunt on. I'm going to change my back end screen to Shane Ewan's because we've got ourselves a little battle down the back, which is good to see. The boys down there are starting to catch each other. So Shane Ewan's, Wayne Edwards and Chris Tomlin are fighting in the back. It looks like there's 5 cars, another 2 cars catching them as well.
This is in that Pro-Am situation. Wayne Edwards sitting in 5th at the moment, Tomlin behind him. The gap's opened up a little bit, 1.1 second. Mitch Noble is in the pits there. Luke Crumb's trying to get on to the back of Tomlin here. Both from the LCR Esports team, and then Wayne Edwards from the Web Sim Services in front of that. So Wayne could be under attack here, 2 for 1 any minute now, Steve.
Yeah, 100%. They're doing the teamwork there. They work very well together as well. So they're going to be crashing down on Edwards. Edwards just caught up to Newlands. Oh, Edwards spun. I think it was Wayne Edwards. Yes, it was. Come around that corner in the rear end. Got happy. He's held it off the wall, luckily enough. But it's cost him about 4 places by the look of it.
Yeah, now we've got Tomlin. That releases Tomlin and Crumb to go here as well. Are they going to fight as we're expecting in that team, or should they just really be trying to work together, figure out who's the fastest and get them on the front end? I can tell you that's what you want to be doing. And Dylan De Bono is back out in front again. What did happen to... oh no, Ben went in for a drive-through, didn't he? Sorry, I'm losing me marbles a little bit.
Drive-through.
Yeah, Ben went in. De Bono's got 5 seconds now. Wayne Edwards is there as well. He's got Shane Ratcliffe currently in front of him.
Yeah, well, Mitch Noble's got himself a drive-through penalty. I'm not sure. We must have missed something for his contact there. And same as Shane Ratcliffe got a drive-through as well. So that will stuff up their track positioning big time in this grid. Just looking at Ryan Price is currently leading the Pro-Ams, followed by Cam Hardrick and following by Mark Cochran. Joshua King is the lead amateur at the moment, followed by, where is he? Shane Newtons. And all the way down, the next one is Phil Buckland. So, nice spread out across those boys. But I tell you what, battles everywhere galore, as usual.
Yeah, the LCR boys have swapped now. Luke Crum has taken up the mantle. And they've got Jackson Pringle moving behind him. Dylan De Bono's just gone into the pit lane. So De Bono is in. What about Matty Feely? Well, he's down here with Carl Gretsch. So this isn't a battle for Pro-Am, and this isn't a battle for position in class, I should say. This is a battle on the racetrack. There is no gaps there. Ben Faulkner's in, Davis is in, Ratcliffe's is in, Nowens is in as well. So it's how quick is Dylan De Bono going to get in and out of these pit lane to basically see if he can jump Ben or stay in front of Ben Faulkner. Faulkner's just stopped De Bono at the moment though. He's been in for nearly 14, 15, 16, 17 seconds and climbing, not going anywhere at the moment is Dylan De Bono. Jackson Pringle takes up the lead, but he's still got to pit with Ty Delaney.
Oh, there you go. 21. There's nearly 3 seconds, 2 seconds difference between Ben Faulkner's pit and Dylan De Bono's pit. Ben did a 19.6 and Dylan did a 21.2. Jamie Davis, who came in behind him with a 19.75. Not a bad year, that. Actually, 1967. Faulkner did my birth year. There you go.
It's got a long way to go before he gets mine, mate. He gets a 1978 before he gets to near where I am. Ryan Price is on his way out there as well. Glad to see I'm not the oldest one in the booth, though. I'm happy about that.
I'm an old stalwart, mate. I just sound young. Young and dumb.
Yeah, don't we all, mate? We've all been around. We've got 28 minutes left on the clock. We're going to let this pit lane cycle out because at the moment Pringle's not pitted yet, neither is Ty Delaney. So they've got to get their pit stops done. God, look at where that pit entry is as well. That is tight. As they come round the last corner, they've got to just go literally right into the pit lane and hope to survive there, I think, on that one as well, Steve. Delaney's now in as well. So that should free up Dylan De Bono to take the overall lead.
Well, the LCR boys have gone in the pits as well, so it's opened up a bit of space for them. So it's actually worked out okay for those two boys, isn't it? It's cleared the traffic in front of them, so it's not too bad at all.
Yeah.
Ty Delaney's there. He's in the pit lane now too. The Crumb boys, the LCR boys have come in and out pretty much identical. So they're driving in the team strategy, which is good to see. I like it.
Yeah, Dylan De Bono, though, has got Mr. Faulkner 1.9 seconds up the road here. So Ben can see Dylan now, and he's going to be literally climbing all over the back of him for these next 26 minutes. So they've got 26 minutes. Can De Bono hang on? The question's going to be, the back markers in front, are they going to play ball? Are they not going to play ball? He needs to get one round here if he can, because that's going to bring Faulkner into it. You've got to go, Dylan, you've got to go. The back marker does remove himself from him or herself from out this way, expecting that back marker to lock up, lift off a little bit more. Does do that as well. So Dylan is free just to go. They carry on fighting as the back markers now. What about Ben Faulkner? He's cleared one, but he's funked the wall in the process. He's now got a second one. The Lion's on the hunt. The Gazelle is running, and that Gazelle is De Bono, and he's trying to get away as quickly as possible. He needs to get into the next field and through the trees, because otherwise Ben Faulkner's going to get hold of him here, Steve, and it's got to be a clean run from Dylan all the way in now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, because Dylan's not going to make that pass easy when he does catch him. There is at the moment is a 4.75 second gap between Ben Faulkner and Dylan De Bono, so Ben is slowly niching that down. Is that right? On screen it says 2.029. Okay, my iRacing is giving me the wrong information at the moment, but that's slowly coming down. Jackson Pringle for 4.4. Jamie Davis is 10 seconds behind them, so he's extra long pit. He must have got hooked up onto something. Oh no, he's stuck behind. Jamie's come out behind Tomlin and Crumb. So he's caught behind that pack there.
Yeah, he's got to try and get through. That's going to be the hardest thing. Not easy, because there's one back marker there, and that is Chris Tomlin. Then in front of Chris, that is another back marker on another lap down car.
Yep.
As well.
There's a bit of work to be done there.
Jamie's going to have a little bit of his work cut out. What about Gallen? Well, he's under pressure once again for that Ryan Price there. Price is closing on the back of Gallen as best as he possibly can. going to be very, very difficult. Gallen's got the hold on. That's the looming GR86 of Price now right behind him as these guys coming round the right-hander before they go through. Another fast right-hander and then down into the straightaway there as well of South Columbus Drive.
Spin there. Oh, I'm not sure who it was, but three of them were coming around a corner, and one of them's lost the rear end. It was lucky. It wasn't. It wasn't a bit of a smackdown. I think it was Marty Walker. Yeah, I think it went.
Yeah, it was Marty Walker.
Spun it here, and the boys come around a corner and just missed him. That could have gone either way. No, and Jamie's lucky. He usually hits those guys that are spinning, so he's done well. John Gallen's done really well out of those pit stops. He's got himself a few positions up. Everyone has pitted now except for Russell Gander. Russell Gander is sitting down the back there, and he's a lap down, but he's doing well. He started in whatever position that is at the moment, and he is not lost it.
Yeah, right.
But he is yet to pit. Everyone else is on their actual position now. So James did lose out a fair bit of space there.
Yeah, the interesting thing is Gallen's in the pits. Now, obviously, he's been in once before already earlier on when he absolutely thumped the wall and completely trashed that car. He's had to go back in once again, so he's going to lose positions, unfortunately. Ryan Price is going to take the lead in the Pro-Ams. Cam Hardwick's going to be behind him. They've got here Sam Katakazunis and also, oh no, it's Cam Hardwick, Sam Katakazunis, and then behind that, I believe, is a back marker, because that is not Dougie Gowans. Dougie Gowans is there. It's a back marker behind them as well. So back markers all over the track, leaders all over the track, and it's very, very difficult for these guys to get through.
It is. It's tough. They've really got to be a bit fortunate that they catch them at the right spot and get a bit of a run on. You know, the worst thing is you catch them as you come to a corner under brakes. You want to catch them so that you can, power away through the corner.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
104, I think that's Brad Anderson, my boy. He's got himself a black flag, a warning for dangerous driving. So he's under black flag. I got the acoustics and the noises of all the cars here, JP. And I'll tell you what, every few seconds it's like a tick-tock, except instead of the tick-tock noise, I'm hearing crunch, crunch, all this scratching and all this crunching and all that sort of stuff. It looks like Kev Wakefield gave up just position there and just moved out of the way as well by letting those guys come through.
Yeah, I think it's probably erring more on the side of caution there, Steve. I think sometimes you've got to be looking at the bigger picture rather than what's in front of you. You know, you've got to think, right, if I fight these guys, I'm going to lose places here. If I do this, I'm going to lose places there. You know, we're coming into the final 20 minutes. It's that nitty-gritty, get ready to time of this, you know what I mean? I want to pick up on this man here, Josh King. Now, we have not seen much of Josh at all, and that's partly because he's not had any trouble. He's probably the only man with a shiny little GR86 there. He doesn't look like he's thumped the wall in any sort of shape or form. He's sitting now in 11th place overall as an AM as well, which is absolutely incredible. He's in front of the likes of the Pro-Ams of Luke Crum, Mitch Noble, John Gallen, Chris Tomlin, Wayne Edwards, Matty Feely. So Josh has just gone about his business. He's nailed every corner. He's not got it wrong, and there's not a lot we can say about him. Look at the car. The car says it all when you look at some of the others.
He's followed my instructions to the T. I told him, keep it clean, keep it safe, guys, and let the guys in front of you spin, and you will slowly make your way up the grid. And that's exactly what he's done. His pace isn't anything spectacular, let me tell you. He's doing 140.4, so he's doing average pace with the top 10 at the moment. He's got himself in the groove. Actually, the top 5 are all under 40s, and then from 5th till 10th are in the 5th till 10th till 12th are in the 140. So Mitch Noble's doing the same sort of pace as him. I think Mitch Noble's trying to catch him as we speak.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to come onto the back of him. There is Josh up front there. Mitch is just in the background, pulling along. John Gallen has been in and out the pits as well. But I just find what Josh has done absolutely incredible. He's not hit a wall. He clearly hasn't hit a wall because he's got the most shiny GR86 out there. You know, he's just gone about his business and he's just done it so well. He's not had any problems. You know, we can look down this side, there's nothing there. Look down that side, there's nothing there. What about this side? No, nothing on there, nothing on the front. And he's just done an absolutely incredible job. So fair play, Josh, for me, son. Look at that, shiny as hell. Not a little scratch or damage on it.
That's good. Lucky I don't pay for paint. The rest of the boys have got nothing but scratches on them. Well, I guess right now there's two things he can be doing. Josh has got Gallum chasing him down. He's 4 minutes behind. Josh has got his next car in front of him is Mark Cochran, which is 11 seconds. Mitch Noble wants to get on the podium, so he wants to catch Mark Cochran. So, unfortunately, he's got Gallum in front of him, and if he brings Gallum all the way up to Josh together, then Josh is going to be fighting for that position as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out for him.
Yeah, I think it will be, but I just think that at the moment he's just done an incredible job. The battling is on the track, and he's just gone and plodded around, done his duties, done his business, done what he's been told to do, and is absolutely doing an amazing job. So fair play to Josh there as well for keeping the car out the wall, I suppose, would be the easiest way of looking at that one, Steve.
Well, Mitch Noble has just got himself another drive-through for dangerous driving. So I'm not sure what he's done there, but I'm sure I'll find out Monday night when we do our racing reviews. Yeah, so he's pretty much stuffed now. He's going to be going in that pit for a drive-through, so he's going to probably lose about 5 or 6 places, maybe 10 places easily out of that contact. But where else do you go, mate? Everything is sort of gapping itself a little bit. Price and Hardwick are probably the only ones that are really, really close at this point. Hardwick's putting the pressure on Pricey. The rest of them have all sort of gapped out a bit.
Yeah, there is Hardwick there. He's got Kat Gazinos in front of him, both of them from the Velocity SimLab team. So wouldn't be surprised if too many situations develop out of that one. Shane Nowens, however, he's mixing it up with the LCR of Chris Tomlin. There's Russell Gander trying to remove himself out of the way as well. Very difficult at the same time on a very tight circuit to get yourself through, but Russ does it in a way where he's not caused anybody problems. That's allowed Chris Tomlin and Nowens to come through. Now he's moving out the way again. I don't believe that's for Wayne Edwards. I believe that is for another back marker there as well. So I have to try and get who that was there that continually on this racetrack. It's very, very difficult for all of these guys, and I think, to be fair, to finish the race without any form of damage or any form of problems, well, you're on to a winner.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it is the key. We did speak at the beginning about it. It is key to be clean tonight. That's the best way to get around it and finish it off, to get as many positions as you can. It's one of those rounds. I think, do we go to a street circuit next week as well?
We
can't remember. But what do we have? We've had one safety car?
No safety cars. We're off to Detroit GP for Belle Isle.
No. That's right, Belle Isle. Okay. That's not going to be too bad. Belle Isle's going to be interesting again. But, yeah, no safety car. We really thought there was going to be... I thought there was going to be 2 or 3. Oh, look at this. Great bit of driving there from Brad Hayes.
Yeah, this is Shane Ratcliffe behind him. So this isn't for position. This is just a battle. Well, it is for a position on the racetrack. It's not for a battle in class. As Brad does the smart thing there, just allows Shane to go through. Doesn't want to jeopardise that second place to Shane Nowens, who's got Chris Tomlin in front of him from LCR, and that is that Dan Patouche has just gone through? It is. Dan Patouche has just gone through
it is, yeah.
and putting a lap over the LCR of Chris Tomlin and Shane Nowden, so they're a lap down. I think the interesting thing is when you look at what the situation is regarding the lap cars and who's been where and who's been what, you know, they've lapped everybody up to Ratcliffe in 14th. It just shows that how many problems people have had on this racetrack.
Yeah. It's not easy. It really is a tough thing to do on a track like this, especially because you're still racing for positions. You're trying to fight for places, so you got to do what you can do. Ben Faulkner, Jackson Prignell, is that right? The times at the top there, mate, have they dropped off?
Well, that's the gap times from the leader.
Gaps from the front. Yep, sorry. Yep. So he's back to 2 seconds. Dylan DeBono has set the world on fire, hasn't he? He's really flying out there at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I thought, to be honest, he was likely to be caught, but he didn't get caught, which I was quite surprised about when we saw Ben go into that second place. Now, obviously, they have swapped places, and this is how and why they swap places. There is Pringle. There's a back marker there. There's Faulkner's incident was there.
Oh, did he have a contact or a spin?
That's why, because he lost to, back marker stay.
Oh no! That's what the danger. That's why Mitch Noble got the. That's why Mitch Noble got the penalty. Anderson. Okay,
got the penalty.
Moving under brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving under brakes. That really cost him. So
that's why he lost so much time to Dylan, and that's why it's allowed Pringle to go through. But Faulkner again is 1.7 seconds back. There's Jackson there. There's Faulkner there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Shane Nowens and Chris Tomlin have started to separate a little bit. Tomlin's opened up about a 7/10 lead over these guys as well. It's very difficult with the amount of lap cars. Who's where? Who's what lap down? Who's doing what lap? And we'll try. He's trying to put a jigsaw puzzle on a table that's moving at the moment.
It is, because we've got these things that are happening on screen. Then we've got the timing chart as well, and it gives us these battle packs that are going on. Then all of a sudden you see his car on your screen. It's like, that's not on my battle pack on my timing chart. And it's like, oh, it's a back marker. Yeah, so they're it's keeping clean. I haven't seen, apart from that one with Anderson ruining Ben Faulkner's fight there. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it has. To be fair, the fact that we've got through, we're coming into the last 12 minutes, or 11 minutes I should say, and we've had no safety cars at all on a circuit like this, and we've had plenty of spins. Don't get me wrong, we've had more pirouettes than Swan Lake gets at a fair, right? I'm not going to lie, there's been loads, and the fact that all of them have managed to be clean and stay out the way and be safe with it just goes to show how these guys have dealt with this. Ryan Price, however, is going to have to deal with Cam Hardwick. This is the Pro-Am lead fight, and they're not very far apart here either, Steve. About half a second at the moment.
Oh, they've got Wakefield there as a blue flag. He's got in between them. Oh, and I think it was Wakefield and nearly got pushed into the wall.
Steve, you cut out what I said. What you said? What was that?
That was Wakefield, I think, who was being the blue flag car coming through. He's got the what's it called?
Celiac.
Yeah, the celiac sponsorship. His wife is a celiac. So when we have cakes and cookies and all that sort of stuff, when Kev comes over, we have everything is gluten-free.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
it needs mustard, and that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to do what you got to do. And Kat Kazinos is there with Hardwick again. Hardwick's lost Price just a little bit, 1.2 seconds. It all got a little bit chaotic with back markers involved there as well. Now we're into the last 9 minutes. De Bono's got 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Pringle has got 1.4 over Faulkner, so there's still a battle in the Pro Championship on the top 3 there. This is the leading battle in the Pro-Ams, and Josh King has got an insurmountable gap out to Shane Nowens currently at the moment. So there is Josh, there is Shane, Brad's in the pits, Wayne Edwards is behind that as well, so lots of shuffling still to go here. People still taking late pit stops like Brad Hayes, whether or not that was a drive-through, but it is going to be going off here with Ryan Price, Cam Hardwick and Sam Katakazinos.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a drive-through for any other reason. Maybe he's got some damage that he had to fix, or maybe there's a iRacing penalties for the contact of these walls. I'm surprised some of these boys haven't got and not sitting on. Can you see from your system who's sitting close to the edge for going for an iRacing drive-through?
No. The reason I can't see that is I can guarantee you these are all on, probably, unless they've spun, they're all on, the remaining would be on 0 because there's no official off track because they can't run off track due to the wall. And my timing software only picks up off tracks, not incidents, so I can't look at who's done what.
Yeah, that's okay. I'd say there'd be a few boys that are sitting on the edge because they'll get contact markers from iRacing, contact from cars, all that sort of stuff. So there'll be a few boys drifting along at the moment, protecting their cars and hoping they're not going to get that elusive drive-through for too many penalty points. Oh, that was another one as Hardwick has really kissed that corner he's come through. So it'll be interesting to see how many do cop it near the end, because we're up to the last 8 minutes, and those who are sitting on that pinnacle of an iRacing drive-through will be interested to see what happens to them.
Yeah, we've got 8 minutes remaining plus the interviews here to go. Ben Faulkner with Jackson Pringle. He's just cleared him now. Ben has got past Jackson. I'm probably
He's out of the way. He's out of the way. That was a good thing.
Yeah, that was a nice, easy pass there. I don't think there was much of a fight from Jackson on that one. So Faulkner has gone through, but he's got 7 seconds over 7 minutes, and at the moment he is near enough 7 tenths behind per lap. So he's got a bit of a struggle as Ben Faulkner. He needs to be pulling out a second a lap over Dylan De Bono. De Bono's still in the 138.5s, Jackson in the 138.89s, and we've got Ben in the 137.91. So he's 8 tenths out at the moment. It's going to be tough for him to get there in 7 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I guess one thing I've just noticed this track, the straights have gapped the drivers out. So once you lose the drag in these cars, the gaps start opening up. We see that happening at places like Silverstone where there's some long, big straights. And it looks like it's happened here tonight too. I thought that it wasn't because of the hard braking zones, but it has. There are 4 long straights here, so they have gapped the track out.
Yeah, it's one of them circuits though that you kind of expect it a little bit. I think with the fact that obviously you end up having back markers involved, you have, well, sometimes back markers, people a couple of laps or 2-3 laps down involved as well, and then you've got a back marker trying to come through who's only a lap down, and there's a lot of separation. There can be a lot of separation between, because you can't necessarily follow your lead car through because you just have not got the space or the time to be able to do that. And I think that's one of the things that they've probably lost a little bit of, is you haven't, it's not like at Spa, as well, somebody ended up in a wall. I think that might have been Greg Johnson, but it's not like at Spa where you can obviously go through on a GT3 and a GTP, 2 of you get through down the Camel. You know, we haven't got that here.
Yeah, no, exactly. It makes it for well, it's made it for entertaining racing for tonight, that's for sure. The packs have opened up. We've got a few little battle packs, but they are paddle packs with blue flag cars involved in them, so it's making it a bit harder. Look at these guys going now. Well, are they going too wide? No, they've gone back inside. Cochrane's having to think about it, but he's not going to have a go. So at the moment, we've got Ryan Price leading the Pro-Ams with Cameron Hardwick and Mark Cochrane chasing him down, or trying to anyway. Sam Katakazunas is in front of them, so he will be the bottleneck behind them. But Dylan DeBona looks like he's got it in the bag at the moment, mate.
Yeah, he does. He's up 8.3 now in front as well. This is second place in the Pro-Ams battle, Mark Cochrane and Cam Hardwick. As these guys are continuing to fight, we've got 4 minutes to go. The leader's on his way round turn 7, the right-hander, before he goes on to East Congress Plaza Drive, which is the long looping turn that we're on right about now with Dylan DeBona. You can see it going all the way around the left-hander there. He's going to come right at the end, and then he's going to go hard on the brakes, and then right once more, taking him onto East Jackson Drive, and then up over the bridge, and then down the other side before we go on to South Columbus Drive, which is the same as the other side coming out of turn 5 to 6, partly because we do half this time around, and then we do half next time. So, yeah, using the same part of the South Columbus Drive there, Steve.
I don't know how you remember all the names, mate, but full kudos to you. Looks like Mitch Noble's in the pits again, and so is Brad Hayes. Brad's been in there for 5 minutes, so he must have some major damage. Mitch, I'm not sure if he is given the ghost up, but looks like he's in the pits for a big one. John Gallen's gone for another stop. Looks like he just needed a top up maybe, or tyres. He was only in there for 18 seconds.
Yeah, might be a quick splash and dash. He's back in the pits again.
What's going on there?
Don't know. Can't answer that one, I'm afraid, dear sir.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it?
Unless he's got damage and he's doing repairs, but be quite surprised if there was.
There is a tow request. I think I heard car 17. It could be Wayne Edwards, but he doesn't seem to be losing track position.
It's going very slowly. And he's got very bent steering.
He's got damage. He's trying to get out of there, and he's trying to stay out of it.
Yeah, but I can't quite find where he's had his moment, but wherever he's had, he's stopped out on the racetrack. We'll get that tow. Cam Hardwick in the Pro-Ams with Mark Cochrane. DeBono now is up and going to be starting. Oh, that is going to be a close white flag. It is. Barney is waving. We've just seen him. So DeBono is going to come round and start the final lap here at Chicago Street Circuit. There's Josh King. Big shout out to Josh to clean this car at Chicago here as well. No damage, no scrapes, no scuffs, nothing, as he's got that car in tip-top mint condition here. We can stick it on a pedestal and sell it on eBay. It's that clean here for Josh King. So big shout out to him. DeBono, though, last lap for him, though, Steve.
Nice job by DeBono. He's taken his opportunity and he's just gone clean and smooth as soon as Ben Faulkner. But have a look at the lapped car behind him trying to keep up. Josh King's doing it. He's still doing it. He's doing really well. He's still doing it. He's still keeping clean, and he's pulling in some good laps.
Yeah, he is. We've got DeBono now. He's not got about 5-6 corners to go at this racetrack, but we'll try and jump down then into the Hardwick-Cochrane battle. As we can see, DeBono is going to be going around this long East Congress Plaza Drive left-hander before he goes into turn 10. The fast right, then into 11 for the final time. Dylan DeBono is going to come through in that Velocity SimLab GR86 down East Jackson Drive once more. The final turn onto South Columbus is going to be DeBono round the final corner. He is going to take that victory. He is going to take Chicago Street Circuit. He tamed the beast. He managed to take it. DeBono gets it through there. Great job from him. We're going to have Ryan Price. We've got Josh King. He has won the AMS. So well done, Josh, there as well. Stick your car on eBay there, son. It's nice and clean. You get lots of money for it. Ryan Price is going to come along.
Charity.
Yeah, why not? Whack it up there. You know what I mean? Get a picture. Take a photo of it. The cleanest car at Chicago. As Ryan Price is going to come round and wrap up that Pro-Am.
Cochran and Hardwick are fighting for that last place on the grid like crazy, mate. I've got it on the second screen. These guys have not given up. Have a look at them go. Oh, they're not giving it up, mate. They're nearly there.
Yeah. Continuing to fight it out, Mark Cochran and Cam Hardwick. Cochran can see him. He can see him. He can touch him. He can almost feel him. Is he going to be able to get through? That's going to be the question, though. And he has not got long. He has got 3 corners to go. He tightens up that one, stays as close to the wall as he can. He's going to look for the run now. Over the bridge we go there. Past the... Oh, there's McDonald's sign to make me hungry. Into the final corner. I don't think he's going to get him. No.
He got the pace coming through, but not enough to make it count. That was a great little fight by those boys. They've been fighting like that for like 5 or 6 laps. So kudos to them. Hats off to the boys all the way through. Whoa, JP. That's an hour gone like so quick. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Boys kept us on our toes, kept you going like crazy. And some action left, right and centre.
Yeah, there absolutely was, and that was the thing. You can see how spread out they are, because the last person to finish is Phil Buckland, and he's a lap down, and he's going to come over the line as well. We had Josh King finish right behind the leaders. We had people finishing all over the place there, but we have now got the final results for you here as well. The final results of Chicago Street Circuit. Let's bring them up, because I can tell you one thing, it's going to be an interesting one to see. Dylan DeBono top of the step. He's there, absolutely dominated. He pulled out gaps. He did an absolutely great job. Ben Faulkner in second place with Jackson Pringle in third. That's your 1, 2, 3 in your pros. Jamie Davis, Ty Delaney and Dan Patouche in 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th. Ryan Price takes the win in the Pro-Ams. Hardwick and Cochran battled for the last 5 laps, stayed as they were. Hardwick got that second place. Sam Katkazinos in 10th. Dougie Gowans in 11th. Then you've got Josh King, 12th overall as an AM, up 5 places, got the cleanest car ever. Wraps up the AM victory as well. So big shout out to Josh King, Shane Ratcliffe, Luke Crum, Chris Tomlin, Shane Nowens, Matt Feely, John Gallen and Carl Gretsch. Gretsch, King, and obviously Gretsch, Nowens and King are your AMs there as well. So great job from all of them guys to finish this one. On from that, Dean Sinkovic, Kevin Wakefield, Russell Gander, Marty Walker, Wayne Edwards, Phil Buckland and Mitch Noble, Greg Johnson, Stephanie Pigley, Brad Hayes. You can see how far the lap down goes here. We know Caleb Elliott lost internet as well, but it looks like Blake Fitzpatrick was right out at the beginning. And then, of course, got Anderson Houghton and rails control on that one. So, yeah, Steve, that was
a mouthful, mate. That was a mouthful. So one thing I probably haven't told you about is that the boys on the start-finish line is all the podium cars sitting there for the cameras. If you can see them, they will be sitting there waiting for their little screenshots and doing some burnouts. So having a bit of a celebratory dance by the look of it tonight.
There you go. There's the guys there. Absolutely stellar job. And yeah, do you know, oddly enough, considering I didn't really like the circuit, I think the racing they did really well.
Well, it was. I thought it was going to be. I mean, I liked driving on it, but it was good. It was good. It gave us the entertainment we wanted. It gave us all the incidents we wanted to. It came out with a fairly colourful race, but without the safety cars.
That's the thing. The safety cars there didn't really need it. We got a couple of people waiting for a little bit of a chin wag for us, Steve, as well. So let's bring in here. I want to talk to this man. I'm going to have a chat with him here as well. The man finished off the whole race with one of the cleanest cars I have ever seen at Chicago. He took the AM victory. He did an absolutely stellar job. Was Josh King. Josh, welcome in there, bud. How are you?
Good fellas, yourself?
I am amazing, mate, actually, to be fair. Thank you very much. I've just watched some great racing. I've watched you take your car from green to checkered, and it didn't seem like you hit anything while you was out there.
Ah, don't worry. I hit a few balls out there, yeah.
Well, I can tell you one thing, mate. It did no difference to your car whatsoever. Your car looked absolutely immaculate there as well. Well done on the AM victory. Nicely done. Up 5 places and 12th overall. You got to be happy with that tricky circuit.
I am. It is a very tricky circuit, and it's a fun circuit too.
What was it like with the back markers, with the front guys coming through?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Playing racing pretty much all around, yeah.
Josh, is this your first podium?
Nah, second.
This is your second? Is it the first step or second step?
First step, mate. Second step on the first step.
Excellent, mate. So you popped your cherry tonight?
Nah, I popped it at where was it? Round 2.
Ah, nice. All right, I just wanted to interrupt because I wasn't sure if it was a cherry popping situation or not, JP. But yeah, excellent drive, mate. Excellent job. Just as a team owner, very proud dad moment, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
There you go, Josh. I can't really say any more apart from anyone you want to shout out before we let you go.
I'll give a shout out to Warner and Brown Tools, Shannon's, Grim Industries, Neuro Power, DSL Railway Services, SRW, and all the boys that put all this together and make it happen.
Awesome stuff. Well, Josh, well done on your own victory there, buddy, and see you next time out at Belle Isle.
Thanks, Faz.
Take care. Right, we've got the 3 pros.
What do I do?
What?
Hello?
Ah, there he is. There is Mr. I was wondering who you were talking to there, Jackson. Welcome into the booth. This 3rd overall for the Familiar Motorsports team. How's it going? Oh, what's going on?
You pulled yourself out of the box into the green room, so I just brought you back in.
I did not touch anyone. Jackson, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Hello, not bad. How are you?
Oh, mate, I'm all right. I've just watched some great racing and then a bit of a calamity towards the end there, mate. How was it out there? 3rd place? You happy?
Oh, it wasn't fun. It was a lot of just driving around back markers.
Yeah, it was. How was it with Ben out there? Did you battle Ben or did you let him more to go through, take that 2nd place?
Oh, I just let him through. He had very unfortunate, I think, drive through and then collected by every back marker he went past. So just let him have it.
Oh, Jackson, don't start the controversy up in the booth. There was an incident with Brad Anderson and Ben as well. So Brad did move and Brad did get a penalty for it. So, you know, at the end of the day, serve your time, you do your crime and all that sort of thing as well. What do we think from you this season? You know, have you enjoyed this season so far? Where do you see yourself going up in the pro fight?
Oh, I'm just having fun. I don't know. I'm not really. No eyes on the championship, just every race as it comes.
Belle Isle next week. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. No feelings. Haven't driven there, so see how it goes, I guess. I'll know next week.
All right, well, Jackson's clearly going to use the practice session there to get his eye in for Belle Isle there, buddy. Well done on your 3rd place. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Cheers, yeah. Just all the boys at Vermilion Race Lab, Burb Designs, Supernova Motorsports, Hymo, and Vermilion X Coaching.
Okay, bub. Well, have a good one there, fella, and we'll see you next time out at Belle Isle.
Cheers, thanks, boys. Bye.
Right, next up, we'll start with the 2nd place man, Ben Faulkner. Did lead for a bit, got a drive through, managed to battle back into 2nd place. Ben, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, could be better. It was not a great race for me, but overall, P2, I'll take it. It's solid points, so yeah.
Yeah, solid points in the championship, mate. And at the end of the day, you know, you battled your way back as well, worked your way back through. Do you think Chicago was always going to be tough with back markers on this racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we started lapping people on lap 4 definitely made me think, yeah, this is going to be a tough race. I mean, it's a short track. It's a road course. It's probably one of my least favorite tracks personally in any car. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't get a break tonight from the back markers. I think I was taken out about 4 or 5 times. for half the race. I had 20 degrees down and steering, and then top speed damage too. So it was a bit of a rough night for me, but looking forward to the next ones.
Yeah, Belle Isle next week, mate. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I love Belle Isle. It's probably one of my favourite tracks. So I do like street circuits, just not this one.
Not many people like Chicago. I've got to be honest. I think I speak to 1,000 drivers per week, and probably if I put them all and asked them what their least favourite track is, it would be this one. I've got to be honest. It's not
I'm one of the few that like it. Shows how useful I am.
Well, yeah, there you go. It says it all. I don't know if Steve likes it and everybody else don't like it, but we'll let him off that one, Ben, as well. Anybody you want to shout out, mate, before we let you go?
So doing okay. Jack Doohan's branding, Vermilion Motorsports, that's our whole brand. Burb Designs, they do our liveries, an amazing job. Supernova Motorsports, and my dad, that's his company, Hymo Setups, Vermilion X Coaching, which is professional coaching at an affordable price. Thanks for Tyson in race control and you boys for a great broadcast.
Awesome stuff. Well remembered, all of them, Ben. Congratulations on your second place, buddy, and we'll see you next week at Belle Isle.
Thank you.
Great race, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, and the final one is the man that took the victory in the pros, Mr. De Bono. It was close on the pit exit, 1 second gap. He's managed to open up, and he took the victory by 11 seconds due to some issues with Ben Faulkner behind and the back markers. But let's not take that away from him. He did an absolutely stellar job. He's done amazing. He won the race, won the pros. Welcome in, Dylan. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a tough one. I think just had to stay clean there and not get caught up in too many lap cars. And yeah.
Back markers. How were they out there for you? Because obviously Jackson said he had a little bit of an issues. Ben's come out and said he had issues with back markers. Did you have any problems?
I mean, like you're always going to have issues trying to get around them. Obviously the pace difference was a fair bit, but I think just managing or trying to manage them in certain situations is key. Otherwise, you're going to get caught up in incidents. And once I sort of had that gap, the 8 second gap, I took my time getting around the cars and just made sure I wasn't in any crashes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's got to be a two-way street. It takes two people to dance, and it takes two people to get an overtake done on a racetrack. If you're going to rush up the inside and that, it's all going to cause a problem. But for you, it didn't seem much of a problem. Now, obviously, Ben's come out. We go to Belle Isle next week. Ben said it's his favourite circuit. How's Belle Isle going to be for you?
Yeah, me and Ben raced in a race at Belle Isle in another league a couple of weeks ago, and we were pretty even on pace, so that should be a good race. Hopefully there's not much weather involved, otherwise that could get pretty crazy. But I'll put the practice in during the week and get a little bit better and hopefully continue on.
Fair play, Dylan, on that one there, bud. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, thanks to Velocity Sim Labs. All the boys there were putting in the effort and we're getting the results. Haikoki Power Tools, Here to Race YouTube channel, you and Steve for putting on the broadcast, SRW for hosting the league, and don't forget to check out Velocity Sim Lab on Facebook.
Okay, bud. Well, congratulations on your victory. Well done. Look forward to seeing the battle at Belle Isle next week. Buddy, have a good one, mate, and well done again.
Thanks, mate.
Congratulations, dude. Have fun.
Well, there you go, Steve. Another round done. Round 4, round 5, Belle Isle next week. Back markers seem to have played a part for some. It was always going to be tough. We discussed that beforehand as well. Back markers in general was always going to be hard. And I think sometimes it's all about the overtaking drivers' patience to be able to get through on them at a very tricky circuit like this.
Yeah, 100%. We expected. We got what we expected. We actually expected a bit more carnage, which was good that we didn't get. And we did reiterate that usually when we come to a track like this, we expect a lot of carnage. The drivers actually surprise us and do really well. Street second next week. I like Belle Isle as well. There's one corner I hate in Belle Isle. It's the one before the pit, the right-hander. Apart from that, the rest of the track is sensational. That one there, more bumps. And that one's going to have carnage. I think we'll have at least 2 or 3 yellow safety cars at least.
Well, to be fair, we have said that for a couple of rounds, Steve, and we haven't ended up with any. If I remember, you did say at least 2 before we start this one, and there's still none.
None, I know.
So maybe
I'll
if you
have to check the Tyson.
Yeah, so what you got to do is say that every single week, and we won't get any safety cars, because every week you have said it, we haven't got any.
That's it. That's good.
So there we go.
It just surprises you how. Yeah, reverse psychology.
Yeah, absolutely. Reverse psychology. Well, there you go. Shows up in the SRW TV booth just how psychic we are. We can call us Mystic Peg and Septic Meg next to us here, up here. But again, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Steve Sinkovic. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Reece Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely